Here we are. We're live.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Welcome to the UTB Blogcast number 10. Usual band of suspects here. We've got Dave, we got Bartron, and we've got a special guest. We've got Simpleberry Roy from BlackBerry.IL.
Yeah, hello everyone. Sorry for I'm a little bit tired. It's almost morning here.
Yeah, almost morning.
Almost morning. Yeah.
Well, good to have you on, Roy. It's good to have you here.
Great to see you.
When Brett told me that you're doing a podcast, I told my wife that sorry, I will not sleep with her tonight and wake up for this.
Oh, yeah, so
when you
Brad,
said it,
you've got some explaining to do, man.
That's dedication.
Yeah. My wife knows that in two subjects, BlackBerry and European football, she can compare.
Oh, yeah.
She can't compete with that.
Right on. Has she got a sister?
Yes, but she's 18.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's not going to work. Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, moving along. Well, first up, there's what do we want to talk about first today? You want to talk about the leaks that happened today?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
This is frustrating. I saw these pop up. I actually saw them last night in a couple of BBN groups, and then they popped up all over channels today where people thought that they had this great document. This is BlackBerry's plan, and just dropping little codes with a little pensive face going, look at this, on what's essentially a 3-year-old document from somebody that tried to do a takeover and failed. I picture that as this is what happens when leakers run out of things to leak. Start digging for stuff to get people excited. And,
yeah, they're doing this for rating.
What's that, Roy?
Rating only.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The knee-jerk reaction for me was, of course, was the desired effect, which was being horrified. And then the logic part of me went, you know what? There's some verbiage here that I've kind of seen before or something, and I'm not talking about 3 weeks ago. And so after that, I sort of took I know perspective on it, because there's so much BS flying around before big news that it's difficult to discern the baloney from the real meat. So I had to, I had to walk away from that with, kind of shaking my head. And I'm glad I did, because when the full PowerPoint slide thing came out, it was like, yeah, that's right. That's where that came from. And it was so long ago. A, it's ridiculous, and B, completely false. And, some people kind of ran with it, and it's too bad they sort of didn't take a little pill, a chill pill, and think about it and do some research first.
Well, that's just it. And here's my opinion on that. The people that posted that today and tried to, get their moment of fame by, hey, I was the one that posted it. There's a couple of things that possibly happened there. Either they didn't look into it, verify it, they just posted it thinking it was a leak, or they knew what it was and just wanted to get people riled up. Any which way you look at it, it's pretty screwed up. And these are the people that a large part of our community are following.
That's true.
I have issue with that. They either didn't know and didn't check and believe this, in which case they were just wrong, or they were trying to get the community worked up.
Yeah, I think it's a typical case of rushing to be first. Yeah. And I can understand that, I want to rush to be first too. If I see something really cool happening, I want to rush to be first. And but the thing is, I need to know that it's real and it's not a crock of shit. Sorry, this is my fourth podcast in a row using that word, but it just is what it is. It's a crock, and if you can't see the difference between understanding something that you need to research and something that is immediately known as real, then I guess you need to take a look in the mirror. It's too bad. Everybody makes mistakes, though. Everybody makes mistakes. I just don't like seeing mistakes made consistently.
Yeah, I agree. I looked at that. First thing that came to my mind was this can't be real. It just undermines BlackBerry's strategy of focusing on security. That's Android is for consumers. It's not for enterprise. It's not even coming close to being. It's barely making a dent in the enterprise world. Android, and it's for a good reason. So I looked at it and said, no, this can't be real. Did a bit of poking around, and sure enough, I came across Brisberry. I think he posted it on the UTB blog, saying it's from 2012, and that didn't surprise me. But then the other thing that came to mind, the second thing, after I looked at it and said, this is BS, was that, oh boy, the haters are gonna run with this.
Yeah.
Our old buddy Benjamin Sinclair from Fool. The Fool and all those other sites, they're just going to run with it.
Yeah.
And I say,
sad thing.
I say, this is going to do so much damage.
Well, that's just it. They don't care about the damage. They care about being first and getting their name out there. And that's like the other bit of information that popped up today. And actually, I was kind of surprised that some of the sites that posted that was the BlackBerry. The BlackBerry slider will be arriving with no operating system on it, and you get
the dual boot.
What's that?
The dual boot device.
Yeah, you choose what you want, and that's what you got until you want to do a restart and do it again. I don't know where this came from. I've yet to find a source. I was actually trying to figure out where it originated from, but again, it's something that we heard about in groups. Various BBM groups before we saw it posted on sites, and I can't track it down. From a logic standpoint, I cry bull. It doesn't make any sense. Just looking at how we purchase phones here in the U.S., listening to Ray talk about it, how you guys purchase phones in Canada, it would bottleneck the stores. The carriers aren't going to want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe the idea came from here. I'm not sure where that idea came from, but
maybe
it
can be an idea of a fan and its dream. We can start the rumor here and let's bring it to the groups. Let's see what happens.
Sure, and you know what, Roy? You're exactly right. I mean, it might have been Blogcast 2 that we did, where we started yakking about hypervisors and the different ways you could boot operating systems and whatnot. And we were just talking about it in a blog that I wrote about the hypervisor and whatever. I mean, software is incredible, and as long as you've got the right hardware to support it, anything is possible. As long as you have the right agreements and the right code in place, anything is possible, including, these kinds of dreams, which, as Brad says, are quite possibly a bottleneck in the store. I mean, that's an interesting concept. Not so sure how well that could go off the same box with your choice.
I think it would be awesome. I think it'd be cool. It'd give everybody a chance to try, Android on a BlackBerry. Give everybody a chance to try BB10 on the slider. It's cool. It's a nice fantasy. I don't see it being anything beyond a fantasy.
Yeah, do an option where you can select which OS you want. That would really only work if you're doing online sales. So small your warehouse, central warehouse or something, and much broader. But a single anywhere in any, it just wouldn't work. I just see it working.
So Ian, you're saying you'd want to see it shipped with your choice.
I think they might do it online. That's what I'm wondering. They might just do it on Shop BlackBerry. You know, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I could see reasons why some retailers might actually go for just the Android. Like if a retailer only sells, well, the retailers basically are only going to sell to consumers, and if they're not selling BlackBerries, they'll probably get a Android and sell just that. And in that case, you're probably not going to see too many BlackBerry 10s. I don't know if we would. I shouldn't say that. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I should say I don't know if we'll see many BlackBerry 10s, but they probably get more sales of the Android version.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I know that if I were given that choice and that was the way I was going to purchase my next device, then I, being the kind of person that I am, wanting to try different things all the time, I probably would waffle between OSes once or twice. And right now, given that choice, after everything I've read, touched, and dealt with at the office and out, I know that I would try my device running Android for I don't know how long, and I'll bet you it'd be less than 2 weeks just to form an opinion. But I know that I'd come back to BB10 because it's just way too slick and efficient. I love it.
2 weeks, that's toughing it out. I won't even go an hour.
Well, I was being kind, man.
I won't even go an hour.
It's
like
Friday.
everything. It takes me just a few minutes. I go every time a new iPhone comes out, I go down and I try it out. And it takes me like a couple of minutes to say, nope, this still sucks, and put it down. It sucks for different reasons, Every release there is. They don't fix it. It just still sucks as much. It just sucks for different reasons.
You caught me. Yeah. I don't know, but to me, it's just the same old crock. It's another rumor and a pile of BS until it's true. I don't want to put any credence into it because there's no credence like clear water. No.
Or it's a revival.
Yeah.
That was bad, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that vacuous vaporware.
Okay.
Oh, there's another one that popped up this week since last week when we put the final nail in the coffin, and we said that wouldn't be the final nail. But the picture with the settings where it was switched to Android. That was something that when I saw it, that excited me for a few minutes because I would like that. I think that would be pretty much everyone's primary choice is just to be able to just click the settings.
Yeah. And that gave you kind of a hypervisor Woody for a sec, I guess. You look at that, and you pull down the settings, and you go, oh, switch to BB10 from your from your Android experience, or pull down again and switch. And then it was John from Rapid Mobile, I think, that shot a bazooka-sized hole through that. Insinuating, if not stating flat out, that it was the normal thing that you'd see from Bez, which I've tried, and I know that in my Bez administration, I've seen where you can rename what you call switching. That's right, Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the kicker was, Roy, the icon.
You can do it in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's right. You can do it in Photoshop.
You can even write switch to iOS or switch to Tizen or switch to, I don't know,
You can say anything. You can say on vacation. It doesn't
yeah.
say in there. Seriously, it doesn't matter. I can log in there and say anything I want. And it probably would be rude. Knowing me. So anyway, that still is, that also lives in the, we've been visited by aliens category for me, because it's all vaporware. It doesn't mean anything. It's stupid pictures with funny things that you can shoot holes in, and none of it is real. It's not real.
It's all traffic getters, is what it is. It's people pull the traffic.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes of fame while we're waiting for the big news.
Yeah.
But see, what bothers me about this, and this is where people say I get a little extreme, but it's all about the repercussions. So we get, it floats around the BlackBerry community, and I think we all are used to it now at this point. Here's a rumor, everybody's excited, everybody says that they've seen it, they've got BlackBerry contacts that showed it to them, and then 2 days later, the story is, oh, well, they pulled it. It was put on hold. That's not what they're going to do. As they're coming up with reasons or excuses for why their supposed contact didn't really show it to them.
Yeah, they changed their mind.
Yeah, no, Brad, it's not a contact. It's a source.
It's a source. Yeah, that's right.
It's a reliable source, not just a source. Reliable source.
Yeah,
reliable source.
Yeah, it's my reliable source.
But see, as those people backpedaling in the BlackBerry community to save face, that story's made it out to the mainstream media. And then the mainstream media is reporting this, and then, that's where my problem lies, because this ends up, making it to the stock twits.
Emphasis on twits.
Yeah. But I mean, it affects BlackBerry, and I'm sorry, I don't think that getting an extra couple hundred hits on your site is worth affecting BlackBerry. Not if you're supposed to be a BlackBerry fan site. And if you want to say, oh, I'm not a fan site, I'm a news site, well, that's a cop out.
Yeah.
Well, you call it what it is. If I'm a news site, I'm a news site, and news also has its own morality aspect to it. It's either BS or inconsequential crap, or it's actual real news.
Well, if you're a news site, verify your news before you
Exactly. That's exactly my point. You either verify it or you don't. One way you're a news site, the other way you're a TMZ or
here in Canada. We just started seeing commercials for journalismis.org, and it's about, I don't know if you saw them, Dave, and I ask you, is your social media feed, did you verify your facts, and did you do this or do that, and basically they're promoting proper journalism, and they do adjust the facts.
I don't know how far they're going to get based on what I've been seeing lately, but God love them for trying.
I do, and I looked at that, and the first thing I say, hey, that's pretty cool. They're trying to get people to say, start verifying your facts. Now, of course, underneath that, I'm pretty sure it's the main media, the mainstream media, that's kind of like clawing back at the social media and blogs, and at them and saying, did you verify your source? Because that's really the advantage that mainstream has, or has had. Over the years, is that they have proper sources they verify, and it's trained journalists. People trained as journalists, not some guy who's a fan of electronics, gadgets, and decides he wants to write about it and starts. That's
absolutely right. And Bartron, you hit the nail on the frickin' head. And I grew up in an era where sorry to say, people, you'd turn on Walter Cronkite, and you knew damn well what was being said was vetted.
Yeah.
And today, it's kind of like when word processing became popular in computers and desktop publishing. Oh my God!
Yeah.
The amount of people that thought they could actually produce a document that somebody wanted to read exploded. and all of it was baloney.
Yep.
Or that favorite word I'm not supposed to use. Anyway, and today, here we are. Hey, we're an example of how a group of people can get together and put something together where we're not trained in this, but we've been put together through passion, desire, knowledge, and some level of expertise in the subject that we're interested in, and we expose it to the planet through technology, something we couldn't have done 10, 15 years ago. But there's a bunch of people that use that with some kind of an agenda. I don't know whether they think it makes them famous or rich, or I don't know what it is, but it's what Brad was speaking to. It's this 15 minutes of fame that wrecks the whole idea of what you started your organization to do. In our case, we started the organization to be a BlackBerry fan site, one of which is, the kind of which is, sorely lacking these days, where people are interested in clicks and unfortunate headlines that don't do any good. They actually, not even that. It's not that they don't do any good. They actually do harm. We're trying to avoid that, but we are an example of how anybody, can get on here and do this.
Well, that's a good little segue there, because that's actually a perfect little segue, because we're not journalists. Let's make this completely clear. None of us are journalists. None of us pretend to be journalists. We're a bunch of fans.
I learned journalism.
What's that?
I learned journalism at the university.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
the thing is,
a journalist. We're not.
That's why you're here, Roy. It's because you're awesome.
I tried to be a sport journalism. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For European football.
Guys, the UTB guys aren't journalists. We're fans who decided that we got tired of the various places that we all came from, and we wanted to be fans without the outside influence, and we wanted to promote BlackBerry. This is our chance to do it, and we're not just fans sitting here talking in our forums about the brand that we love, but we're actually making it a point to promote the brand that we love. And there was a point where I was used to that, coming from these other sites, the promoting our brand. And just the other day, on one of our posts that the other Brad, Canadian Brad, Barracuda Brad did, we got a comment, and this is something that I'm used to seeing at the other places, not at UTB, and it kind of shocked me, because I thought that we got away from that. I'm pulling up the comment right now, and he said, I'm looking at it and I'm not reading it. Here's the problem.
Hello. This is Dave here, and I'm not promoting the brand or trying to do anything with the brand. Yeah, okay.
He said it's not your job to educate. That's BlackBerry's. BlackBerry has been wattless. I'm not entirely sure what that term means. He says it's a Caribbean term. In their marketing of BB10. Time to rebrand and rebuild BB10. So, I mean, his comment, I heard it a lot in the forums that I came from before we started our own thing here, where it's not your job to market. Let them do it. Stop it. And I don't agree with that. I think as a fan, we're constantly promoting our brand. You look at sports fans they're wearing their team jerseys. That's what they're doing. They're promoting. You look at Apple. How much promotion are they doing for their new iPhone right now? You can't open a blog, you can't open a news feed without being inundated by all this news about the new iPhone. That's not Apple doing it. That's the Apple blogs, it's the Apple fans doing it. Why is it that they don't want BlackBerry fans doing that? And what is it about BlackBerry fans that suddenly we think we shouldn't be doing that?
Well, see, that's a thing for every other platform and every other technology. Anything, any product that has fans, those fans are going to promote and that product that they're a fan of. And you see it on Apple. You take away the meat. Look how much the mainstream media talks about Apple as though it's news. Really, it's marketing for the mainstream media. It's really marketing. They call it what did someone call it a infomercial or something, is some word I saw on something. But that's basically what it is. It's a commercial passed off as a article. You look how much you see that in with Apple products. I mean, I don't know why people say that about BlackBerry. I've seen that too. I proposed something on the I Can Make It Better, I believe it was, or maybe back when I was on Crackberry. And sure enough, got a response, well, that's not my job. BlackBerry should be marketing it. And they're right, it's not my job, but I would benefit from it. If my marketing and promoting of the brand helps BlackBerry stay in the handset business and keeps making the phones that I love so much, then I benefit from it. So it may not be my job, but I benefit from it, so I'm going to keep doing it.
I can't argue with that. I am a converter. I am the local converter in my area, I must say. And I'm proud of that myself. But no doubt. And you know what? I disagree with the idea that BlackBerry is not marketing. And I'm going to say that I'm going to call it guerrilla marketing. And I think that they're starting to, and have been over the last, 4 months or 5 months, it might have been longer, they've been starting to embed things in social media and also in competing sites, not competing sites, but other technology sites that are well known, be they well known for positive or negative reasons, as you as you might see. And I'm going to pick on somebody that is relatively well known, especially in the BlackBerry community. Some other people might not care, but there's a site called BGR.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they can call it iPhonelovers.com.
Oh, it is a spooge fest for those guys. But anyway, BGR, Boy Genius Report, which I absolutely dearly love because the genius part is, it just falls so within Apple, and it's all such hilarious baloney. Anyway, not to belabor the point how much I love them. If you look in their inline feed of articles, you'll see peppered in there, and quite peppered very often, is some BlackBerry article, and they're sponsored by BlackBerry. But you kind of don't really notice that. 80% of the people that would read this wouldn't notice that it was sponsored by BlackBerry. And you see these articles that are advertisements, actually, that are written to look like articles in this inline feed. And that is guerrilla marketing. It's very well done. And if you look at the comments, which I hate myself for doing, you'll see often that there's people going, "Wow, man, I didn't realize that BlackBerry was still a thing," or look at this BlackBerry thing. So it's guerrilla marketing at its finest, in my humble opinion, because that place is the last place that you'd ever expect to see any positive information about a BlackBerry handset or a product or any kind of article or anything. And I'm going to point over there to Brad and let him tell us about the reason why this guerrilla marketing is just this side of awesome.
Me?
Yeah, come on, tell us what we saw. If you want, I'll tell the story.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if you're talking about my article ending up on the front of BGR and
That's what I'm
Variety.
talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what? You need to turn that intuitive meter up. You know, I think it's at 5. Turn it up to 8.5.
Been
Yeah,
a
being
long
on
day.
BGR is like one step away from being on Apple site,
Yeah.
basically. I mean,
All of a sudden, we started getting a lot of links a couple months back from odd sites, from Variety, from BGR, and it's like, when we get those, typically what happens is we've had one of our readers go and drop one of our links in the comments of one of their posts. They're using one of our posts to argue back with one of their posts. So I always like going and seeing where it's at and what they're using this for. It had to be a couple weeks trying to figure out where this was coming from, because I never saw our links in the comments. And then they had actually taken one of my posts, BlackBerry had taken one of my posts and had us in a carousel where there was about 5 articles that they were putting on Variety and BGR and all these other sites as an advertisement, and it was like 4 inside BlackBerry posts and my post. And it was like, that's awesome. Got a lot of traffic from that.
No kidding, and that was a well-written post, and that's obviously why none of mine have been there. But anyway, I don't know what the criteria is to get that happening again, but damn it, I'm going to find out. So yeah, guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
You see, that was a prime example and a great result for us. There's lots of other things, and it's part of it is what you click on and what you're interested in on the internet. But YouTube is getting saturated with the things that we're interested in and what we click on and share. There's lots of other locations or sites that this guerrilla marketing is starting to show up on. So there's no way. Go ahead, Roy.
Twitter. I saw a lot of marketing for shopBlackberry.com that BlackBerry trying to do. That's good thing. I saw AT&T, how do you call it, the cellular network, AT&T?
Yeah.
CEO calling all the BlackBerry users come to AT&T. It's something that I never saw a CEO doing before of any cellular company. For me, it's a good thing, because even though Shop BlackBerry is open for like 5 countries, 6 countries, something like that, it's nice to see. In Israel, we can't see the guerrilla marketing that you're talking about, because in Israel, people don't know that BlackBerry is still alive. Here in Israel, we have iOS and Android. Basically, we have Android here. So I wish to see more Facebook ads, more Instagram, even in my language, very difficult language, not just in English. So to see BlackBerry need to be more centric for every country. That's what I think. They need to open Shop BlackBerry for more countries, more Asian countries, my country, Middle East countries. They can sell more devices. People will not go to sell our networks because the representatives are not going to sell them. But if BlackBerry will give the option to sell through Shop BlackBerry, people will buy it.
And Roy, just slightly off topic, what about your governmental penetration? Is BB prevalent there?
No, BlackBerry doesn't exist in Israel. We have the most secure companies in the world, and they all use Mobile Iron or AirWatch and uses Galaxy S6 is the most popular device here, or LG G4. BlackBerry in Israel, when people see my passport, they're in shock.
Huh.
really they are in shock. They thought that BlackBerry was bankrupt 4 years ago.
That's astonishing. And I'm kind of surprised that the Israeli government doesn't have a BES system, or maybe they do. Are they running their alternate OS platforms and securing them with BES, or are you still talking Mobile Iron? And that's sad.
Mobile Iron are the most common MDM, because they work with our biggest network. So they sell it to all the companies. The IT, not only the IT guys, the Israelis are buying only the popular products. So if iOS and Android is the most popular, people will buy the products. So we have like really little community of BlackBerry users that are still loyal.
Yeah. Note to self: hack Mobile Iron in Israel. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Next subject.
And I can tell you even that my partner for BlackBerry.IL is working on it. He's now trying to sell BES to Israeli companies, and I see how much difficult is it, because people say, why I need BlackBerry if I have Mobile Iron and I don't need BlackBerries? I want only iOS and Android. What the hell I will do is BES. They don't care about all the new features, watchdogs, and all of this. And I can tell you even that our Prime Minister don't have a smartphone. You can see Obama running the country without a smartphone, without his BlackBerry. Our Prime Minister uses a dial-up phone for the communication.
Well, I question the
that
whole
is secure.
running our country anyway.
Yeah, very secure.
All I can say is Aviva.
Well, don't worry, Roy. There are people in Canada who think BlackBerry's dead. So.
And some of them live in Waterloo. But anyway,
I don't know if they will in Waterloo, but I know.
BlackBerry campus.
Anyway.
Well, back on track. The whole Team BlackBerry. Remember Team BlackBerry? That was a calling card that was used by some very vocal people, and we jumped on the bandwagon. And that was when we were promoting BlackBerry. And it seems like I actually don't like using the term Team BlackBerry, because it seems like the most vocal of Team BlackBerry, or who were the most vocal, are no longer utilizing BlackBerries. They've moved on. And it seems to me that's when we as a community kind of stopped promoting and started listening to the trolls telling us that we shouldn't be promoting. So I would like to see us change that mindset. The whole excuse that BlackBerry hasn't been marketing, I don't believe that's true. They haven't been marketing to the consumers, which is what we would see. They've been going after the enterprise sector. They've been going after CIOs, not the individual private users. So we, the consumer, aren't seeing what BlackBerry's been marketing towards their key demographic. We're starting to see them now, like Dave was talking about, and Roy, about the banner ads and the Twitter ads, and even if I go to our own site right now, there's Google ads with BlackBerry.
Yeah,
I love seeing that. So I mean, they're obviously starting slowly with that consumer marketing, and I believe that when we see the slider, when we see the next phones come, I think we're going to see a bit of a blitz from them coming after the consumers. But in the meantime, that doesn't mean that we stop. We should be pushing right now.
Yeah.
We are pushing as Team B Blogs, as Brad knows. We we gathered a lot of bloggers, site owners from around the world to promote BlackBerry. Now we focused on promote the native developers. That's the most important now for us, and I hope that our promoting will work. I really hope so.
Well, Israel's been historically pretty big on telecom. You look at Telrad and whatnot. There's an awful lot of good developers in your area, and the more help, the better. Absolutely, and shout out to all you guys that do native development. Way to go, people! Stick with it. I think you're going to be rewarded. I still think to this day that there's an awful lot of developers that, even though they may develop cross-platform, they'll find that they'll make the most money off of putting their native apps in BlackBerry world. I don't think that that's gone away. I know that there's a lot of presence in the other app stores, but when you look at BlackBerry users and subscribers, they're absolutely more willing to purchase an application than so many other people are on the other app stores. So keep it up, gentlemen. You're doing well.
This brings us to another point. This is good. This is something that I kind of wanted to do a Blogcast 9.5 after last week's Blogcast. I watched it and it's like, wait, we missed out on so much. But 9.5, I was afraid he would run through the refrigerator and do some naughty things.
Yeah.
But
go ahead and pick on me. I don't care.
Well, here's the thing. We talked a bit about security versus what our phones can do, and we're talking now about promoting our phones. And this phone can do amazing things outside of being secure and outside of being a business phone. We all know that. BlackBerry's got the reputation for being secure. It's got a reputation for being a business phone. People that don't use BlackBerries know that. What they don't know is that it's an awesome multimedia machine. We can store a ton of music. We can store a ton of movies. We can play those movies several different ways to our TVs without buying an extra piece of equipment.
Yep.
We really need to look at the fun parts of what these phones can do. And I got a special request for the developers, which I know, like Roy, you have a lot of relationships with the developers. I know Quinn does. I know I really don't. I'm not much of an app guy. But can we please stop with the list apps? We don't need any more list apps. There are some great apps out there. The one that I always go to, my favorite app, is Mocket. It's amazing.
Yes.
And I show this to people on iOS. I show this app to people on Android, and they want the app. And it's like, sorry, it's a BlackBerry app. Another app that just came out in the last week or so that's really fun is that Third Eye. Quinn told me about.
Marco Bavagnoli.
Marco's cool.
I had a blast with that. There's some great apps out there, but it's like every time I open BlackBerry World, I'm hit with these list apps, these reminder apps, and I kind of have the feeling maybe that's what people are cutting their teeth with. But at the same time, I'm seeing some of our developers are just having some great ideas, and I wish that we would focus on those. That's what we need. We need the apps that are going to draw people in, and that we can tell them you can only get it on BlackBerry.
And you'll notice it was a Ryan Blundell. He posted his last two posts on Inside BlackBerry blog. One was using your using your BlackBerry as to play videos and movies on your screen, TV, and the other's latest one was streaming music. And then we had was a Missoula something fan.
Missoula Mariner.
Mariner fan. MMF. Let's call him MMF. He had a great post on UTB about how he made a video for his employer, and a lot of things people didn't know, that you can edit the video in the video app, and so much stuff people don't know. That's fantastic. Story Maker.
Yeah, I love to use it.
Time shift. It's a godsend when you like at let's say a dinner, company dinner for Christmas party, or if you get taking a photo of kids.
Taking a photo of kids or pets, there's nothing better than that.
Exactly. It's life saving. But it's just fantastic stuff that just doesn't get marketed, and so many people don't even know about it. Even people who have Blackberries don't even know anything about it. And it's a real shame, because there really is some fantastic software.
I honestly didn't realize what all we could do as far as a video with the Story Maker. I was one of those guys that when we got Story Maker on BlackBerry 10, which it was there since the beginning, I made a slideshow. It's like, this is cool. I like it. But then when I saw Missoula's post, it's like, wait a minute. I could do an entire video on this. And I did. I did a little how-to just as a play around. Now I'm out looking for tripods and such so I can start doing videos for the site, because I just never wanted to deal with it before. Now the fact that I can do every bit of it on my phone, and I've been able to do that all along and I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
The videos I did for UTB Blogs was all shot with my Z10.
Yeah. It's an amazing platform. Absolutely.
And a big surprise is with music, because Apple basically considered like they are to the music industry is what made Apple. They were bankrupt until came with the iPod. They were practically bankrupt, and the iPod saved them. And so they're you can argue that they are to the music world what BlackBerry is to the business world, and yet the BlackBerry Passport actually beats it, the iPhone, in many ways for music. But most people don't think that. They'll think, oh yeah, it's good BlackBerry, it's for messaging and that. They don't realize just how good it is for music and media and video. And that's really what we got to get out, because that's the kind of thing that consumers want and they want to know. And that's what we really should be focusing on.
I think you're right, Bartron. The simple fact that I can drag and drop a music file from my computer onto my BlackBerry on either its main memory or on an SD card is far and away, because BlackBerry has an actual file system that you can access from anywhere, is a killer, unbelievably killer app. So MP3s, FLAC files, all different kinds of music files. The list is, I don't know, 10 long, that you can drop onto your BlackBerry, and it just goes, oh yeah, it's a music file, I'll play it. No problem, don't care how big it is, don't care what the extension is, I'm good with it. And you can drag and drop me anywhere you want, and I'll still know where it is, no problem. As a music machine, pick your player, whether it's the built-in music player, which has awesome built-in EQ presets, or Neutron, or which has beautiful EQ. What is it? 5-band EQ, I think. And whatever kind of music players you have. Yeah. And on top of that, whatever kind of streaming you want, no problem. You want streaming music instead of it being held on your machine? Go ahead. No problem. We're all the way there. And people don't know that, but it's there.
It supports Apple lossless as well.
Add on top of that, when you pull your files off your computer, you don't need to be connected to it. You don't even need to be in the same place as it.
No, that's right.
I can be on the other side of the state and think, oh, I want this music file. I got it on my computer just through remote file access. Go grab it off my computer. Now I've got it on my phone.
Yeah, or any cloud access. You pick. Anything. It's flexible. It's DRM free. It's the most flexible platform.
And on top of that, it's integrated in the file manager. I don't have to start a second app and the file manager. I just, from the file manager, I suddenly, boom, there is my Box account, as well as my local computer, SD card, and a local device storage, all there in the sidebar.
Yep. That's why it's not we really need to get out there what kind of a multimedia machine the BlackBerry is. I'm sorry, it runs circles around Android, and it runs thousands of circles around Apple. People don't see it as that. They see it as a business machine. They see it as a security machine, and it's so much more than that.
No, that's true. And I get why people would look at it, or I'm going to pick on the Passport. I get why people would, look at this screen and wonder why they would watch video on it. I do it all the time because I'm square. But most people enjoy their 16 by 9 experience, and I get that. But for me, when I'm at home and I find something on my Passport that I want to watch, I'll just project that naturally to my 52-inch display. No problem. It's wide-eye built in. It's Miracast built in. You just play
DLNA.
on your DLNA built in, and you just play on your smart TV, and I'm not looking at a square device anymore. Even though on the go, that's what I do, and it's large enough for me to do that on the go. The Z30, all the devices, they all are great media devices. And again, like Brad says, people don't know that, but it's there. It's true.
And you can do all that without buying an Apple TV box.
Right. You're not locked into the closed thing. You get a generic wide-eye or Miracast capable machine, which all smart TVs are, or you can go spend between $50 and $100 and get something at Best Buy to plug it into your not smart TV, and you're all the way there right now. No problem.
Don't call it generic. Call it industry standard. Something that the Walden Garden doesn't like.
It is industry standard, and that is a great statement. And industry standard is not just how we can use wide-eye and Miracast for or DLNA as our media play-on or transfer things. It's also the fully blown capabilities of NFC, Bluetooth, those kinds of technologies, because Bluetooth is completely hobbled in Apple's world. You can't transfer files with it. All you can do is hook up audio devices with it. It's not something that you can transfer information between unlike devices. And the same thing can be said for NFC. NFC, the other day I transferred a file from my phone to somebody else's Samsung unit. Just because we had NFC. Apple can't do that, and it's such a closed...
Wi-Fi Direct.
Wi-Fi Direct is also exactly that too. Good point, Roy. That's not just for video and audio. It's also for information transfer. And, poor old Apple can't pull this stuff off. You
want to do something fun? Grab an Android friend and an Apple friend and send them music files. Of course, a free music file, but send it to them. Send it to them through BBM, because we can send it to each other. We can share it. We can save it on our phone. Android can do the same thing. When you send them a music file, the ones that I've done, it automatically saves to their phone. They have a hard time trying to look for it, but it's in their music. Trust me. Apple, they can listen to it within BBM, but it's gone. They can't save it. They can listen to it while it's there, because Apple wants that dollar. They will only let them get it from them.
Yeah, if you can't get the music file through iTunes, you're not allowed to listen to it. Period. Game over.
And that's why the Apple TV stopped supporting external drives. It used to support external drives years ago. They can that, of course. They basically, yeah, it's to make sure you don't go and use buy movies somewhere else. So that's why I don't understand how people can say it's such a great multimedia phone.
Yeah, because they're so stuck in their ecosystem, which I'm sorry, an ecosystem that forces you to only use their product isn't much of an ecosystem.
No, it's an echo system. Because it keeps bouncing off the walls.
It's a bend over and take it system. Sorry. Did you see that out loud?
Oh, the poor Apple guys. Anyway, what else we got?
What was it? I think we covered it all, right?
We covered what I wanted to. Roy, we've been trying to get you on here for a while. You've got to have something that you want to blast out.
I think Roy wants breakfast.
No, breakfast in 2 hours, I think.
Oh, really?
Still dark. Yeah, it's still dark. I know, and I don't have any special subject that I want to talk about. I just checked my feedly.com and I saw your friends at the other site just published a new leak about the new iShip device, and we talked about the leaks. So we are not the only one who leak everything. It's a Snowden area about it, and when I see a leak, I just read it and move on. I don't even trying to understand, trying to see who published it. I just move on. I think all BlackBerry fan sites need to do that.
Mm.
In Bartron, we don't publish everything. Things that I don't publish, I post on the forum because it's not official, and in our website you will see only things like it leaks tweets or something like that, because we have respect for BlackBerry.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm trying more to do guides on my site to help the Israeli BlackBerry user to try and know. I film videos. We have in our YouTube channel. I have a guide how to install Snap, how to use Wi-Fi Direct, how to use all of these things that we don't use. We don't know about them, like Dave said. And really, I just hope so that the next CMO, I don't know even who is, will do a better work than the CMO at the Heinz area.
Yeah, that's way to go. Hey, you know what, Roy? It just occurred to me you should advertise your sites here. Tell us where we can come and visit your site.
BlackBerry.IL.com. I didn't write it. I would try like this.
Come on, give it to us, baby.
It's in Hebrew. I don't think you will understand.
I can translate. I can do it.
I retweet them every now and then, but it's just because the squiggles look cool.
No.
Get your name out there, buddy. That's what I gotta say.
This Hangout toolbox is not the smartest toolbox.
No. That's right. Look at the source. What can I say?
Yeah.
We try to do BBM meetings podcast in Bartron. Yeah, it go nice.
There it is. There it is,
yeah,
people.
There it is.
Made by the same company that made Andriod. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Roy. Thank you.
Trojan Horse as a service.
I really wonder why BlackBerry really stopped the music and videos, movies at the BlackBerry World, because it was really good idea to do this, to try to compete with the iTunes.
Yeah, I did a very small amount of video with them, not much. More so on my playbook than I did on handhelds. But the music stuff, I bought all of the new music that I was buying through BlackBerry. It was a good move for 7 Digital, who was actually the provider behind the scenes for BlackBerry. It was 7 Digital, and in case people don't know, it's the number 7 and the word digital, no spaces. Well, some people don't know that. So 7 Digital is the supplier, or was the supplier, for BlackBerry's music, and I continue to buy things from them, although some people have an issue with their app. I don't. It works for me. I get it either on my PC, through their website, or I still use the app on my phone. I've bought, the latest Rush album and whatnot through there. Works fine. Some people have an issue with it. I don't. But I get what you're saying, Roy. It's too bad it's not still embedded, but it's still out there and it's still available, and the prices are the same.
Yeah. I still use my playbook. I upload videos that my wife can see TV series on the train when she goes to work. So still great tablet for me.
Yeah. Yep. Use mine all the time. So what else have we got?
Do we want? I haven't watched Chin's interview yet. He did an interview earlier today. I saw tidbits. Actually, I was looking at the channels to get the tidbits on it. Did anyone watch it? Anyone have anything to say about that?
Not really. You completely and utterly interrupted me watching it.
Yeah, that's right. You were watching it.
When we started this thing, you completely interrupted me. And so I don't have a lot to say, because where I jumped out was where he was rehashing what he did with, his previous things, and starting to talk about what he was doing now, but it was nothing new, and you interrupted me, so no, I got nothing.
I haven't seen the interview yet. I just saw the Recode article.
Yeah, so maybe that'll be podcast 10.5. I don't know.
10.3.2.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for 0.3, man. Come on. 10.3.3, that's what I want.
There you go.
That's what I want.
Well, I think I'm good. I feel bad we woke up Roy so early.
No, it's fine. It's 5:30 a.m.
I feel good about waking up Roy now, and so much so that I want to do it again tomorrow.
Tomorrow we go to work. Saturday is our...
yeah, well, day. Whatever. Yeah. Still going to wake you up, man.
Yeah. I saw a smile on your face.
Yeah. You can wake me up tomorrow. Maybe it'll be disgusting early for me when you're eating dinner or something. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good, people.
Yeah.
All right. Should we call it then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think we're done, and that was a good one. It was really good to see you here, Roy.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have you on again.
I hope so, that Reddit will invite me.
Yeah.
You're always invited. It's just, usually you're asleep when we're doing this. Lazy.
Yeah.
Easy, Roy.
Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed UTB blog.
Oh, thank you.
You all have a good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Have a great evening, or whatever is the time in your place.
Nighttime here.
Go eat some breakfast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you next
time.
time.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye.